Guys, in this video, I'm going to show you something that I never thought I would see. And in fact, I still can't believe I'm looking at what I'm looking at. But I found this on Google Earth. I found it yesterday. And I've done a lot of extensive research on this particular, well, it's a stump. That's what you're looking at. And I have confirmed that this is a tree stump. But there's more. There is proof not far away that this was once a very tall tree. I can prove it. But first I want to give you a little bit of detail on just how big this tree stump is. And that's what we're looking at. I'm 100% sure this is a tree stump, okay? I've seen these before. In fact, one came through my feed on YouTube the other day where they were showing in a video a 2-mile wide tree stump. And, you know, I get it. It's hard to wrap your mind around something that big. I mean, we think a 200-foot tall tree is really big. These things here are in a whole nother universe. I mean, they're huge. Let me show you just how big the base of this tree is. I'm just going to give you a rough measurement from, let's say, here to here. You're looking at 7 miles. I know, but wait. Wait till you see the leaves. That's right. I found leaves and branches. Unbelievable. It's the most unbelievable thing, but it's believable because I can confirm it now. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen on Google Earth. That's where I'm at, obviously, Google Earth. And if there's any interest in this video at all, then I'll share the location. But right now I'm still working on this, but I have confirmed that not far away there are branches and leaves that must go to this tree, or what used to be a very tall tree. Let me continue. This thing is, like I said, it's the most incredible thing I've ever found on Google Earth. So, here we go. There's the stump, right? It's absolutely huge. Now, if you're up near that thing, you wouldn't recognize it as that. You know, you would look at it as some sort of a mountain, or, you know, when it's too big, you can't see it, literally. It's like the Earth. You can't see the Earth because it's so big. You can see parts of the Earth. But let's go to this area here, which is, and I'll measure just how far away it is. 6 miles, 10 miles, in some cases 12 miles away. Not far for a tree that was probably a few miles tall. But in this area here, and I've marked them with just my little random number sequence and letter sequence just to have a way to track this area back down. What you're looking at here are branches that were once probably on that very tree. Hold on, it gets better. These are branches of what look like some sort of a cedar tree. See the branches? And those are, I don't know if you call those leaves on a cedar. What do you call those? This would be the branch. And you can see all the extenders coming off the branch. That thing there's 300 foot wide. You believe that? That's 800 foot. Oh, it gets better. Look at this here. It's undeniable. I don't know how old they are. It's impossible to tell. But those are leaves, branches that came off of that tree, that stump right behind us. Look at that. They're everywhere. Here's a good example right here. Branch. And it's kind of got that flimsy branch like a cedar tree has. Some, you know, the longer ends of a cedar tree kind of sag, and then these are, I guess you call those branches. It kind of reminds me of that. You see what I mean? Obviously on a much larger scale, and it could have been obviously some sort of a different type. I mean, there's different types of cedars, there's different types of redwoods, but all in all, their branch is kind of flimsy, and that's an absolutely huge part of the branch. I've looked around. I've actually found like evidence of what looked like used to be a berry or some sort of a seed that was attached. Like that might be something right there, but that's obviously part of a branch. There's part of a branch. More branches. More branches. It's a good example of some more branches. Those are some sort of a cedar. I think. I have no idea how old this is. There you go. Here's another example. Some sort of a giant cedar tree. Very, very old, more than likely. See if I can find one to measure. Here we go. We'll just measure this one here. This looks like some sort of a branch there. We'll just go from here to here. We're going to measure that in feet. That's 1,413 feet. Do you realize that that's taller than the Empire State Building? And that's just one. Oh yeah. And they're all over the place here. Taller than the Empire State Building. There's a whole section here. Let's measure this one here, just to kind of give you an example of how wide it is. 460 feet, 153 yards. That's a football field and a half. You play a football game on that branch. Good collection there of another branch. There's a really big section there. Let's just measure it real quick. 345 yards long, 1,036 feet wide. Now we'll measure the length. It's down to about here. 1,328 feet long. That's taller than the Empire State Building. And again, that's just one little segment of that. So here's some more good examples. Like I said, if there's any interest in this video, if it takes off, then I'll show you guys where this is at. But these are branches. These are leaves or some sort of a component of this. I think it's a cedar tree, or was a cedar tree. I've got some still shots that I've taken, some still images. That one there is over 1,000 feet as well, 900 and some odd feet wide. Here's an example of one of the bigger leaves, branch parts, 1,598 feet in length. The Empire State Building is 1,270 feet. There's a good comparison. Bigger than the Empire State Building by 300 feet. Here's a 10-story building just for an example, and that is bigger than a 10-story building. Another area of a lot of these branch configurations that were once on a tree. Here's some more examples of leaves and branches laying on the ground. Yet more examples. Here's an example of a branch segment that's 1,124 feet long. You can see some others in the background. Oh, here's Nashville. From suburb to suburb, 8.26 miles. It's about the same size as the stump that I just showed you. Here's some really good examples. I mean, it's pretty obvious that's what we're looking at here. They're right next to a very big stump. You got to keep in mind, these are anywhere from, this one here, oh, I did measure the thickness on these, and the thickness on these, height-wise, is anywhere from 40 to 50, maybe 60 feet thick. And I showed you just how long they are. Here's another good example. This one here measures 685 feet. This one here, I tried to measure a branch, but they're all kind of curved and stuff like that, so it's kind of impossible to do, really, because it even curves over here and loops back around. That's kind of got that flimsy nature like a cedar branch does, but this is obviously on a massive scale. So I just measured from here to here, and it's 6,401 foot. Yeah, it's just absolutely mind-boggling. Another example here, 279 feet across on this branch configuration here. Here's that same measurement. I measured it in miles. It's 1.2 miles. Another collection of branch leaves here. That's 551 foot, just that one alone. And that's one of the smaller ones. That one there's probably 900 or better. That one there is 940, and there's quite a few right there in that area. These I didn't measure, I just went in real close. They're probably anywhere from 200 to 400 feet long. Some more examples. And then here's a profile of the stump, a side view. And you can see this goes up to about 4,000 feet on this end. This end here is 4,600 feet, so it's about the same on each side height-wise. And you can see how it trends through the center, and it is over 8 miles wide. It's actually 8.2 miles wide, and that's from the edge of the base all the way across to the edge of the other base where the river's at. So pretty incredible. And like I said, if there's any interest in this video, then I'll share the location and we'll go from there. But I found this very, very fascinating. It is by far the most fascinating thing I've ever seen on Google Earth, because it's undeniable, guys. Those are tree branches, and I know it's hard to wrap your mind around. I know it was for me at first, but once I connected the dots, it's unmistakable. That's what those things are. Those are just huge tree branches that come off of what I think is some sort of a cedar tree. And I showed you the stump, I'm showing you branches, I'm showing you leaves, and they are absolutely massive. One that I showed you was actually taller than the Empire State Building, and that was just one. There are several that are about that size. Thanks for watching, guys, and like I said, if there's any interest in this video, we will go to the location. Thanks for watching, have a super day, and be safe out there.